What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is 8 words Americans surprisingly don't use. Part 1. I don't know who this is by, actually, do you?
Don't think I know him.
No, it really doesn't. We don't react to his channel often on our channel.
We don't particularly like this channel either.
No, whoa, that's a bit far. Obviously, this is Lost of a Pond.
He's gonna cry.
I was going to say, that was brutal. Lost of a Pond, we react to him quite a bit because we enjoy his content. You guys do as well. And it's 8 words Americans surprisingly don't use. It's going to be interesting because we've done like words which obviously, like aluminum, stuff like that, just differently pronounced. But words you don't use at all. It's going to be interesting. Is it going to be some day-to-day ones what we use and it's going to be a shock? You know what I mean?
They definitely don't use some of the words that you use.
Like, imagine if you use hello. I know you do use hello, but imagine if it was something as obvious as that. And it's like, you don't say hello? I know you do. But do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Smash the like button, guys. Smash that subscribe button. For a launch video, what we thinking like goal?
3,000.
3,000. You guys best get liking. We've been slacking a little bit on the like goals. So if you hit that like button today, one of us may visit you sometime in the future. Who knows? You never know. You never know. We'll flip a coin. Let's go. 8 words Americans surprisingly don't use. What we got?
Thousands of people stood in line to say goodbye to our longest reigning monarch. And this very quickly became the most British thing ever because something we like even more than rain is queuing up for stuff. Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm
not
on a quest
laughing
to
because the
uncover
poor Queen, but...
We do like to queue.
all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to words. Specifically, words that I used all the time in Britain and fully expected to use again in America. Only America, being full of surprises, taught me that not every word we use is universal within the English-speaking world. One word that is universal is subscribe, so do that now if you haven't.
Same here.
And like.
On this channel, I've looked extensively at American English words that aren't very common in Britain. And now, just as Queen Elizabeth II would surely have wanted, Lost in the Pond is going to do the very same, but in reverse. Here are 8 surprising English words that Americans don't really use.
Argie-bargie.
With some of these words, you can almost hear them in an American accent, and with others, you...
Can you imagine Americans saying argie-bargie?
Oh, that was a very... I did not expect argie-bargie to be on there. Wow, there you go. Argie-bargie.
You
Do you want to explain?
argie-bargie?
Do you want to explain?
No, you do it.
No, I'll let you explain. That's okay.
No, I don't want to explain. Argie-bargie is like... I don't even know, like... I can't explain it, but it just works.
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't an argie-bargie, like... Ooh, having a bit of an
Yeah, pretty much kind of like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it's one of those words that I don't know how to explain it, but it works for us.
It
We know
works.
what we mean when we say
a bit
it.
argy-bargy there. It's just context. It's
Yeah.
very context. So we're probably not the best people to explain, but it's context. Trust us.
You really can't. And I'd say the latter is true for the word argie-bargie. And right now, there are probably a lot of Americans thinking, that's not a real word. You are a liar, Lawrence Brown. And I think I'd think that too if I hadn't grown up in Britain. But argie-bargie is a real word, and it means to get into a real audible argument with somebody.
Yeah.
And while it sounds like a humorous word that belongs in Monty Python or something, argie-bargie can be a pretty serious matter. See also handbags. You're confused, I can tell. That's okay, but after this video, I just want to hear Americans using argie-bargie in a sentence, because just how
If you're in
weird
Discord,
would
I
that
expect
be?
you to come and use that word.
Argie-bargie. Because you really sound out your R's, and it just takes it to a new level of completion.
Argie. I don't know. Brolly.
I think
Umbrella. We say brolly.
Yeah,
You brolly.
an easy way to say it. I'm surprised you guys don't say
it's
brolly.
well known that Britain is well known for its well-known rainfall. And almost every human on the island has to have some way of protecting themselves from that rain. And I'm not just talking about bush shelters, although that is my preferred method. No, I'm talking about umbrellas, like the invisible one that I apparently have here. Umbrellas is, of course, the standard name that I think we both use in Britain and America. But in Britain, we also like to use the word brolly. It just sounds nice. It almost gives a sense of quaintness to the rain. In America, for the most part, I think you have a different relationship with rain. And that could be because in many parts of the country, when you get rain, it absolutely belts it down for 5 minutes
Extreme,
and then
isn't
stops. So you don't even need an umbrella in that situation. I don't know where I'm going with this, because Americans definitely use umbrellas. They just never called them brollies. What they did call them at one point in time was a bumbershoot. Some Americans that I've spoken to think that bumbershoot was a British word, but it turns out that it was actually coined in the United States.
Yeah, don't blame that on us.
I was going to say, because that is
We'll
like...
take Brolly. We're
that
not
seems so,
taking
like, counterintuitive.
bumbershoot.
It's quite... Like, it's easy
You
to say
meant
umbrella.
to shorten them, yeah. Like, don't make it harder.
Bumbershoot. That's such a...
Have you got your bumbershoot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just grab my bumbershoot. By the way, it's just because it's different
I'm
to
not,
us.
I'm not taking the mick because we say argie-bargie. So.
We say argie-bargie, there you go. But Brolly's
But come on,
definitely better,
bumbershoot
wasn't
is funny, isn't
I've
it?
heard of it.
Cheeky. Oh,
You're being a bit cheeky.
That's an
You're a
obvious
bit
one.
cheeky. You didn't say cheeky.
Surely you guys
You
say
don't say
cheeky.
cheeky.
That's such an obvious one.
Don't be cheeky.
Yeah. So
Cheeky
like,
means like saying something that you shouldn't say to certain people. So like
yeah,
if I
or
said,
doing something.
if I don't know, what's a good... If
Well,
a child
I've got an example.
took a little sweet out of a jar, you'd be like, don't be cheeky.
Yeah, or in
cheeky.
someone's house, if you went and helped yourself to a cup of tea, so
Yeah,
that's well cheeky. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because you like the cheek to do something,
Yeah.
I guess, or say
Oh
something.
God, is it that
but,
it's a cheeky?
but that's such an obvious one. That's like the hello example. But
What do you say, cheeky monkeys? You don't say cheeky...
Oh, you little cheeky monkeys.
I said that at work. all the
This
time.
used to be a big part of my vocabulary. Because in Britain, if you call somebody cheeky, that just means that they are a little bit mischievous.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
sort of adorable in a I can't believe you did that kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's often coupled with an equally mild insult like sod or so-and-so.
Yeah.
You cheeky little so-and-so.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that
That's
is
the best
yeah.
impression I could
very,
do. She doesn't
like,
love me.
used.
And as I sit here now just sort of reacting to these words, I can't really think what the American equivalent would be. Oh, you cheeky little so-and-so. That sounds weird, so there's got to be an alternative. I can't think of any, so just let me know in the comments below. And
Let us
while we're
know
on the
as well.
subject, just a cheeky shout out to my patrons who make these videos possible. If you would like to become a patron of Lost in the Pond, you can do so today at patreon.com/lostinthepond.
And I will be cheeky.
Patreon.com/...
Beesley99, I think it is.
Beesley99.
I think it is. The link's in the
Little
description anyway.
cheeky
Just go in the
shout
description.
out.
Little cheeky
Otherwise,
one.
we'll have an
But-
argie-bargie.
Yeah, we don't have an argie-bargie with
And we
launch.
may need our brollies because you might be crying.
Oh, there you go. So that's that one. Check out Patreon, check out launches as well, and let's carry on. Cling film.
You don't have
Something
cling
I-
film.
They must have it. They must call it something else.
Don't call it cling film.
Cling film was about plastic sheet which goes around your food and it
I
wraps
think
it.
they use foil a lot. instead
Yeah,
of
we have
cling
tinfoil as well.
Yeah, but I
though.
reckon they use that instead of cling film.
What? No cling film, all just foil.
No, I reckon maybe they do use cling film, like because something else. But I reckon they majority use foil. I
Okay,
reckon that's what they
there you go.
mostly
Let
use.
us know in the comment. But that
I mean, I
means,
don't know, but
but they
I'm
do
just-
have cling film. It sounds like. I wonder what
What
it's
I've
called.
learned in my
Let's see.
14 years of living in America is that some things just take on a different name due to branding. And one of those
Okay.
things is something that I've always referred to as
Plastic
cling
wrap.
film.
Plastic
That makes
wrap.
sense.
Here, that is not
That does
how
make
Americans
sense.
do it. Plastic,
It is
wrap,
plastic
is
wrap.
the generic term here. But when I first moved here, my wife was referring to it by the mysterious name of Saran wrap, which I believe is a brand name. But I can
Wow.
tell you this, that Saran wrap, plastic wrap, or cling film does work on either side of the pond and is very effective for shutting up YouTube sensations. Don't try this at home, folks. There's a bit of a
It's not very
breathable
effective,
hole.
is it?
I'm just gonna see, should I do the rest of the video like this? Probably there's a bit of a glare. I don't know why I did any of this. It was just so that I could show you that cling film is exactly the same on either side of the pond, no matter what we call it.
There you go. Apparently it's ineffective. I'm going to say
Next up, and I can't
very
even read it
ineffective.
because that's in the way. Next up, flyover. Where I grew up in the English town.
Well, no, I'm not having this because
You say we have pre-game flyovers.
pre-game flyovers, unless you mean something else, unless it's different
I don't know what
context.
flyover means in
But me
England.
either.
Town of Grimsby, there is a part of road that you're driving along and
I wouldn't
suddenly
call
it
it a
goes
flyover.
up over the stuff underneath it.
Let's call it a
And my
bridge.
whole life,
Yeah.
this was referred to as the flyover. And it was magical when I was a kid because when we drive over it as a family, I imagined we were in the film Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which
Wow.
makes no sense. The cars don't actually leave the ground. But when you're a kid and you hear the word flyover and the car is going up, you can very easily convince yourself that you are in fact
Good imagination.
Dick Van Dyke. But I quickly learned that in America, where these things are very commonplace, the word flyover isn't used. Instead, they refer to it as an overpass. And that's probably sensible
Well, we call
because
it an
Americans
underpass,
do use
don't we? Like,
Yeah,
you know when we go
underpass.
at the waterfront, we go
under the underpass.
So the top bit,
Um,
I guess we'd say the overpass, but we don't actually call it anything.
No, we just say roundabout because there's roundabout
Yeah.
there.
If it was a
But-
roundabout, we'd probably say overpass, I reckon.
But I'm with you, the other one, we just call it a bridge, haven't we?
The
Maybe
other
that's
one,
just
we just
as
call
being
it
common,
bridge,
but
yeah.
I think
Or a
bridge
use the word
motorway
flyover
bridge,
when
yeah.
referring
Yeah.
to flyover states, as in states in the middle of the country that you bypass when flying from, say, New York to San Francisco.
Peckish.
Oh,
You didn't say peckish.
I am very
Feeling a bit-
peckish right now.
I'm very peckish.
I am
right
very
now.
peckish. And if you
It
guys are
means
confused,
you're hungry.
you're hungry. But not like...
But not like starving.
Not starving.
You could have a snack.
I like nibble.
Yeah.
Like a
You're
bit
peckish. You're a little bit hungry.
Like if you had a couple crisps on the side, you'd take a few crisps,
You're
eat them because
peckish.
you're peckish. Oh, I'm a
Just to
bit
put
peckish.
you on. Keep you going.
Yeah, put you on, fill a little hole before
Oh
tea.
my God, as if they don't say peckish.
I know.
America, Britain has its own words when it comes to food. Think of chips instead of fries. But it also has words specifically pertaining to the eating of food and the feeling of being hungry. And one of those words is peckish. Just about every 11 a.m. that I spent in Britain would see that word emanate from my lips. And I can already hear my wife's cousin Chad going, "What does it mean, Lawrence?" but in an American accent. And peckish just means hungry. So for example, I'm feeling a bit peckish, I might have a nibble. And for some reason I imagined Hannibal Lecter while I said that. So to clarify, we do use it about food and not people. And before we get onto this, I have heard it said that the word peckish did used to have a bit of traction in the United States, but it's become archaic.
Okay. Oh, jacket
You guys
potato.
don't have jacket potato.
No, we do. We call it baked potato, don't we?
Oh yeah.
We just call it jacket potato.
Because it's in a little jacket.
Yeah, it's a little jacket, and then you eat the jacket. And it's all
Potatoes,
nice.
this as it is a potato that is straight out of the bag. Nothing
Love
has
jacket
yet been done
potatoes.
to it.
Cheese
there
and
are many
beans.
things we could do to this. We could fry it, we could roast it, we could boil it, or we could make it into what Americans refer to as a baked potato. And it
Baked
makes sense.
potato.
You are, in fact, baking it in the microwave, usually, because I'm
Mi-
lazy. But it did take
Can
me a
you?
few goes
You
at
can, but you need
describing
your
that
oven.
very
Oven's
type
better.
of potato to Americans before I realised that we don't call it the same thing. To us, at least in England, that would be called a jacket potato. And why jacket? Because we're constantly thinking about the weather, but also because when you cut it in half, the sliced skin looks like a jacket round the potato, which I suppose is just another way of making our
logical,
food
aren't we?
feel like people. Don't tell Hannibal Lecter that.
Q.
And now for the
Is that
Q just means.
I say you
What
guys
would you
are
guys
Q.
say?
Oh no, this was on an American versus British
Line,
word
they
thing.
say line.
Line.
Joining the line and the
joining
till.
line, but we say joining
Yeah.
the queue.
If you're going to check out at a shop, like you're going to pay for your groceries, you'd say, "I'm just joining the line." We'd say we're queuing up.
Yeah, we're in the
joining
queue.
Final
Yeah.
word, a word that I've seen all week on news outlets in both Britain and America, and the very word that prompted this entire video, and that word is queue. Thousands of people stood in line to say goodbye to our longest reigning monarch. And this very quickly became the most British thing ever, because something we like even
there.
more than rain is queuing up for stuff. Ideally in the rain, so long as you've got a brolly and a jacket potato. And the queue became such a prominent part of the week's headlines that its very definition seems to have evolved before our eyes. I can almost imagine a world in which, 10 years from now, people will use the queue to refer specifically to that time that they queued up for 407 years to say goodbye to Liz 2. Anyway, that's
Liz
a long-winded
2.
way of arriving at the fact that Americans, on the whole,
Brutal.
don't use the word queue.
Oh,
They
okay,
didn't
she's in
even
Boston.
reform the spelling of it to remove all of the vowels, which would have been fair enough. Instead, they just simply call it a
Liz
line,
too.
which, when you're thinking about it, under certain
It
circumstances,
is
we
just
do
a
that
line.
in
It is.
Britain too, especially when referring to the monarchy and the next in line to the throne. And that's it for this episode. Of course, there are many more.
There you
Makes
go.
me laugh.
Good channel, Lost Upon. So go and check him out if you've never
Yeah,
have, or if
definitely.
you've never subscribed. Go there, subscribe here first. So
Yes, please.
hit the notification bell. Let us know what you thought of the word argie-bargie. Bit dodgy, peckish. That's always a good one. Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button, and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.